Today's adventure begins checking out of my hotel here in Toronto, wearing an appropriate t-shirt. It is early, very early. I guess like 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m. Let's call it 3:30 a.m. Checking out, got to get to the airport, heading back into the States. This classic old hotel. It used to be called the Hotel Mosop. Back in 1960, a tightrope walker by the name of the Human Fly entertained a crowd in front of this place. But it's changed its names now to the Hotel Victoria. All right, just like that, my Uber is already here. It's 3:30 a.m. About leaving this early in the morning from downtown Toronto to the airport. I made it here in about 20 minutes, give or take. I'm flying Delta. I have a layover in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is 3:45. I left the hotel about 3:25. As the recording of is Thursday, July 25th, 2024. Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. Part of the reason I wanted to get here this early, my flight departs at 6:30, is because I do not know how going through the checkpoints when it comes to the passport, heading back into the US, how much time that is going to take. But I figure the early bird not only gets the worm, but gets across the border easily. Better early than fashionably late. Also, I picked up this appropriate Toronto t-shirt yesterday. Heading back to the States. Destination later, Los Angeles. Join me. Good to have you here. Shall you? I was actually a little worried I wasn't going to be able to find an Uber this early, but I was. I ordered it, and within a minute, he was there, ready to roll. Oh, what's going on in here? Oh yeah, good getting here early. Look at this line. There's like hardly anybody in this line. What? A dozen people at this hour? All right, that was very, very quick, easy. Took the shoes off, took the laptop out. Very friendly. Well, whatever their version of TSA is here at the Canada checkpoints. I don't think it's called TSA. But I was talking to the associate. I was like, wow, I made it from the downtown to here in like 20 minutes. She goes, oh, after 6 a.m., it's going to be a whole different experience in here. So I got here early. All right, I'm guessing probably going through Border Patrol won't take too long either. I think I only have to do it here. I think when I finally get to Minnesota for the layover and then also to LA, I don't think I have to show it again. I think I only have to show it here. Look, there's hardly anybody in this room right now. All right, the area I was just in, they have a strict no filming rule in there, so I had to put the camera away. They had really long queue lines set up. There was no one really in them, but again, within an hour or two, I think it's going to be filled up. And then it says the gates are this way, but it's weird. It's almost like you're walking into like a little mall area. I was like, am I going the right way? But evidently this way are the gates. I guess instead of exiting through the gift shop, you enter through the gift shop. This is so freaking weird. Look at this. You walk through here to get to the gates? It's like a huge impulse buy area before even going to the gates. Weird. Look at this humongous Mentos package here. Didn't spend a lot of time here, 3 days. Came here specifically, hang out with my buddy Scott on tape, and also knock off my 26th baseball stadium, seeing the Tampa Bay Rays. After this year, once the baseball stuff is done, I'm definitely going to have more time to stay in an area a longer period of time. But I explored Canada a little bit. Maybe one day I'll come back. And as you can tell at this hour, the food court and a lot of the other stores are not open at this moment because it's early. It's really, well, actually they're rolling out the neck pillows now. The neck pillows are being rolled out. I could really use a cup of coffee right now. I don't know if there's a lounge in here. I don't know if there's a Tim Hortons. It'd be nice to have a Tim Hortons for getting on the plane, but I don't know if there's anyone over here in the A gates. Coffee would be good right now at this hour. I don't know if I've ever seen a Subway vending machine before. I see like a salad vending machine, but not specifically a Subway vending machine. They got little Subway sandwiches and chips and things down in there. Currency exchange. Oh, interesting. It's not an ATM. It's a currency exchange machine, a GAB. GAB. Well, there's a Starbucks on the other side, and it is open. But I have not seen the Tim Hortons in here. I might be out of luck. Dang it. That'd have been a nice send-off. That'd have been a nice send-off. All right, flight 6431 departs at 6:30. Got 2 hours and 10 minutes until then, so plenty of time to wander around. Still dark outside, still very dark outside. Everyone's opening up, pulling everything out. Look at this little hot dog right there with some mustard on it. Toronto Shreeds. Nice little visit here in Canada. Kind of a nice little test. See how a little teaser for next year's international stuff. I want to say this is too deep international. Just popping over the border. An hour or two over the border, but yeah. Excited for next year. Yeah, it looks like Starbucks it is. All right, piping hot caffeinated beverage achieved, and with a medium instead of a large. I'm sure I'll probably have one on the plane as well. So there is a lounge, but it's at the C gates. There isn't one at the gates I'm at. I don't think I could go over to those other gates. But it's not a Delta lounge. It's like a different lounge that you can use if you're a Delta Sky Club member. But I just got this instead. Man, I wish this. Now that I've had Tim Hortons the last 3 days in a row, it's gonna take a while to wean myself back on onto the Starbucks. I love Tim Hortons coffee. Speaking of vending machines, I've seen ones that sold different types of accessories, not peripherals, but accessories like headphones and things. But this one goes a step further. There's a Nintendo Switch down there. There's even some GoPros in here. You could buy a GoPro out of a vending machine. And then all the little earbuds and chargers and things. That's pretty nice. If you need any of these items. Now I think this might be my plane. It's a little smaller plane, so the first leg I think is only like an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe even less to Minnesota. And then from there I got a pretty lengthy second half from Minnesota to LAX, which would be the bigger plane. But it's kind of hard to tell because it's way down there at the end of the gangway there, or the little walk-off way. I think that's it though, just waiting there for boarding, which boarding is not for another hour or so. Hour and a half. So plenty of time. Again, really glad I got here early.
Everything is good. How are you?
Yeah, to be completely honest, I was really kind of worried I wasn't gonna get to the airport in time. I had to set my alarm for 3. I actually ended up waking up earlier than that because I was like, what if my alarm doesn't go off? It's like if I miss this flight, that'll be a little bit of an inconvenience, and I was worried about getting across the border and all that. But I do believe getting here early to the airport really helped. Taking the Uber early in the morning, and then look at this, it's like a little eraser with a moose on the top of it. I think that helped it out, but now that I'm here, pretty content that I made it. Look at these little pins here with the Canadian maple leaf flag. I used to use these neck pillow things, and then I just stopped using them. They never really did much for me. Just personal opinion. I also love the fact that here in Canada, at least in Toronto, they do have payphones still. Don't see this too much in the US. Yeah, I don't know if getting 3 hours of sleep is a sufficient amount for a successful night of slumber, but hey, maybe I could take a little cat nap on the plane, or a dog nap on the plane. Check this out. There's like a little doggy area over here. They even have a little makeshift fake fire hydrant. Well, I'm assuming a fake fire hydrant for your doggies if you're flying with a little doggy. That's like super cute. Right? All right, evidently, even though I went through and clarified all this at the gate, you have to show this again. So they verified it again. They called my name up to the front, scan this. It's like, can I put this away, put that back in the bag? They go, no, you got to scan this again when you get on the plane. So just got to have this handy at all times going back into the States. All right, I think it's just about time to board, a couple minutes till boarding. And in fact, the plane I pointed out earlier is the plane I'll be getting on. It's time to board. Sun's starting to slowly rear its head. All right, I'm sitting in seat 4A. 4A.
For larger rolling bags. If you're traveling with a briefcase, purse, or backpack, we ask you to store these smaller bags under the seat in the space available in front of you, and so that we can utilize the overhead bin space for those larger bags.
Coming up to 34,000 feet. Should be a smooth ride. We'll get the seatbelt signs off as soon as possible. Appreciate your business. Thanks for flying with us. Enjoy the flight.
Takeoff time. I am bound for the USA. Till next time, Canada. Till next time.
In case we experience unexpected rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted. Please use caution when opening overhead bins, as items may have shifted during takeoff, and keep the aisle clear of any potential trip hazards like bags or bag straps. We extend a special welcome to our Sky Miles and Medallion members. We appreciate you continuing to trust us with your travel.
Weather on the ground is Minneapolis, winds about 4 miles per hour. 8 miles visibility, clear skies, 62 degrees. Once we're on the ground, we're expecting about a 5 to 10 minute taxi over to 8 Alpha 240 this morning. I want to thank you for flying with Just sit back, relax, and go to the rest of the flight. The flight attendants please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Parking over at the A gates. I gotta go over to the G gates for my connecting flight. Got a little time. I got about half hour till it boards. 25 minutes till it boards. Looks like we're going into A2.
There it is. Little tiny thing. I had a window seat, but I had just one seat, where the other side had two seats. I didn't have anyone sitting directly next to me. Kind of like the same one I flew in on over to Canada. Gotta find the G gates. And it's still early enough to where even the Twin Cities News is not open yet. There was a time change. Gained an hour, it's heading westward. It's now 7:43 Minnesota time. I'm gonna gain 2 more hours as well. Going to LA. All the time changes. All right, Los Angeles. Right there. 212, 850. Where did it go? There it is, right there. 850 G15. G15.
The transportation station. Please stand clear of the doors.
Every 3 minutes, the tram arrives. I'm at the A gates. I got to go to G, so I got a few gates to go through. Not a monorail, it's a dual rail. There's 2 rails there. They have the AC kicking in here. Definitely cold inside this compartment. passing by too. This is the sea gates. Alright, I think I missed where I needed to go. I gotta walk back. It's a little confusing. But evidently I had to get off at the last C one and go up a flight of escalators or stairs to the G gates. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out by going down this way. Still got a little time. It's really cold in this airport. They have the AC cranking. Okay, that's why it's confusing. So the G gates are up that escalator right over there. It's a bookstore here. The world's closest bookstore. You were here at the world's closest bookstore. Not the world's smallest, not the world's biggest, but the world's closest bookstore. Yeah, so note to self, future reference, if I'm ever here again, the G gates are on the top floor where all the other gates are on the lower floor. For a connecting flight, a little inconvenient to go from the A to G, because look at this. This is like the most massive corridor all the way to a complete other section of the airport. Wait, what is this? There's a robot up here. There is a robot. What is this robot doing? It's a robotic. Is it vacuuming the floor? Is it on patrol? What are you doing, robot? What are you doing? We're going about the same speed, robot. We're going about the same speed. All right, I'll see you later, vacuuming robot. See you later. Again, this is a really long way from where the plane pulled in. Luckily, I had a little time. But it is a long way from the A gates. All right, it boards in 10 minutes. I got 8 minutes. Well, it boards at 8:10. It is 8:03 right now, so I got 7 minutes. Go here to the Sky Club, grab a cup of coffee. I'm just gonna walk up the stairs. Oh, check this out. This is kind of neat. This is a little bit different than some of the other lounges. Check out the little couches they have over here. Very nice. I don't have time to hang out in here, but I'm just gonna grab a cup of joe. All right, out of all the Sky Lounges I've been in, that was definitely the nicest and the biggest in the Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities Airport. A little coffee. Cheers. Gotta get a little more caffeine flowing through the bones. Not a lot of sleep. As soon as I walked up, boarding had begun. I'm sitting in seat 5D. This will be a much bigger plane than the one I just got off of. This will be a little bit longer connecting flight than the first one. Going to LAX. To get to LAX, I got to rent a car. We'll be there for a series of days. Bouncing all over the place. And then from there I go somewhere else, and then from there I go somewhere else. A lot of traveling.
To close it. Please step out of the aisle to allow others to pass and take your assigned seats quickly and safely. If you're having trouble locating a place for your bags, flight attendants are available in the aisle monitoring overhead bin space. Larger electronic devices like laptops must be stored prior to boarding.
that are extending from armrests will need to be turned off and stowed. And as a reminder, the exits on this aircraft are indicated by green signage and green arrows. Thank you for your attention. We will be landing shortly.
big plane right there. Holy cow. Looks like gate 33 it is.
good out here. No humidity. Very nice, very nice. I gotta find the rental car buses. Ooh, feels good. Again, I'm also standing. Good to be back in LA. Always good to be in SoCal. I'm only here a few days, and then I leave for a few days, then I come back for a few days, and then I leave again a few days, then I come back. It's like it's complex. In and out, in and out. Another one over here. I don't know which one I'm supposed to get on.
Back to Terminal 4, 211 and Terminal 4.
All right, got to the rental car place, picked up said rental car. Now I'm headed over to Target, get a few things that I need for my stay here, and then heading to the hotel. Woo! That is close to the landing strip. This Target right over here. While I'm parked here, it's been a few years since I popped over to a little Hollywood time capsule on that corner. I'm gonna check that out real quick before running in to get some supplies. We're here on the corner of Westchester and Sepulveda. Yeah, it looks like they're still here. Gosh, it's probably been 6-7 years since I checked to see if these were still here. And they are. The Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Science. See, this is Best Picture for Bridge on the River Kwai from 1957. (1958), 1956, Around the World in 80 Days, Yul Brynner, On the Waterfront. Oh, I heard it, it's over there. Didn't see it in time. Didn't know where it was landed. From Here to Eternity, William Holden. Best Picture, Tom Jones, Sidney Poitier, All the King's Men, Sound of Music, 65. But you see their time capsules. Sealed herein are mementos from In the Heat of the Night, 1967. So there are mementos from the films buried here. This is from Ben-Hur, 59. Oliver, 1968. And American in Paris, 51. Pretty incredible that these are all here. I wonder when they're going to open them. Or if they're ever going to open them. My Fair Lady, 1964. Isn't that wild? Right next to the Target, Bank of America, and where the rental car buses go past. Back and forth. Other side of the block is this. Harris M. Pop Hanshui, founder of Western Airlines, the first LA-based airline, was Western Air. And this was the flight path right here. That's interesting, right? Well, that used to be an old theater. There goes the plane landed. Oh, okay, there's a bunch of different ones. It's called the flight path because it's the history of airlines. So here's TWA 1932 letter leading to Douglas DC series, Jack Fry. So that's what there are. There's a lot of history right here on this block. The Flying Tigers. And over here's another one. This is C.R. Smith right here, the chairman and president of American Airlines. Hi-oh. All right, after all that, back over at the airport now. Picking up a friend here, flying in landed an hour and a half after my flight landed, coming in from a different destination that I did. We're both here over the next series of days. That is such an iconic piece right there. You see that in so many movies, TV shows. I think I originally said it was the old control tower, but I don't really know if that's true or not. I think maybe it was an old restaurant. But you see that in so many different productions. And since the last time I was here, they have, well, from what I recall, I don't remember that little overpass being built around it. And now they built a swirling road, possibly for some sort of transportation device, maybe a monorail around the airport. I'm glad they left that right there, though, because I think it's so cool looking. Very retro, very retro. Actually, the control tower's right there. Well, that's the control tower. Or possibly the old control tower. It's a control tower of some sort.